Wanna talk? So let's talk. Here. Talk. You wanna talk? You gotta talk, you need to talk. News talk.
I talk, you talk to Solomon. I talk, you talk to Solomon. Yeah, let's talk to Solomon. Talk to Solomon.
You gotta talk, you wanna
Welcome back, my friends, to Talk to Solomon. That's me, Stan Solomon. I'm the host.
I'm Chief Steve, the in-studio co-host.
Former police chief and lawman extraordinaire, Steve Davis. Our guest of honor, Major General Jerry Curry, U.S. Army retired. General, we left the last sector with the question or the thought or the observation that somehow people who are empathetic, sympathetic, even apathetic to loons like Muslim extremists somehow think their support of them, their fighting for their rights, will make them less likely to be the victims. I think it's exactly the opposite. I think that's the way Muslim morons are. They attack the people closest to them because they're easier targets. Am I right or wrong?
You have to ask the question, why in the world, if the Muslims really feel that these liberals who love them, they're going to take care of them and handle them with a special polite care, without convenience, we're going to just be nice to these guys. You asked the question that you asked earlier, which is, why in the world, if we love them, we liberals love them and they love us, why in the world would they detonate this bomb, as you put it, in the most liberal city in the United States outside of California? And the answer is they do it because they don't really care whether you are liberal or conservative when it comes around to killing people. What they care is, are you an American? It's the Americans they want to kill, and they won't make any distinction of any kind. You know, do we really think that the Muslims will only kill conservatives, for example? Is that what we really believe? I don't believe that for 1 second. It's unfortunate, but I believe that our liberal community is preparing themselves for an Arab Spring here in the United States.
I think that point's well made. And the other thing is, they may be insane, but they're not stupid. If they have to pick a target, they're going to pick the softest target they can get to. Doesn't that make sense? Now, I haven't mentioned the fact that Boston is 97.6% for homosexuality, 98.2% for abortion, 99.9% for Obama. They're on the Muslims' poop list because the Muslims hate Obama, even though he's one of them.
That's normal, you know. The Shiites, of course, and the Sunnis hate each other, and they kill each other with abandon. That's the way it is in the Muslim world. If you think they're going to protect you because you're a conservative, you're out of your mind.
Chief?
Well, history has shown us, too, that Muslims aren't happy unless they're killing somebody, and they're pretty much happy to kill each other. So the thought of, like the general said, killing Americans, that's just icing on the cake. And
yeah.
We've talked also about this Sharia law, and you think about, so we have Americans here that are supporting the Muslims and supporting what they're going to do with Sharia law. Well, the first thing is women will have no rights at all under Sharia law. They approve of women mutilation of their sexual organs. They're not allowed to go to school. They have to cover their bodies up. And then other things come into play where if you disobey their law in any way, shape, or form, well, it's a death sentence. So they just kill you, and they're just happy killing everybody. But they especially happy killing us.
By the way, understand that Muslims have been killing people for, what, 1,400 years?
Yep.
Long before there was an America, long before there was an Israel, long before there were enough Jews around that they even noticed, ask the Hindus. about Muslims. People don't remember when Britain enabled the freedom of India. India, on its own, made some decisions. What decisions did they make? Well, the Muslims primarily were in the north. The Hindus, the majority, were in the middle and in the south. So they said, we know we'll have all the Muslims that don't live in the north go to the north, and we'll make that an independent country. It was East Pakistan and West Pakistan. Now it's Pakistan and Bangladesh. And we'll have all the Hindus move out of the north. Seemed like a reasonable deal. Shook hands. They agreed. A funny thing happened on the way to the separation. They killed the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
Now, what did that have to do with Israel? Nothing. There was no Israel. What did they have to do with America? Nothing. America wasn't even involved. That was Britain involved in freeing India. So, folks, if you think that there's any rationale about America's actions or Israel's actions that has caused otherwise peaceful Muslims to become, non-peaceful, you're wrong. It's as simple as that. There's 1,400 years of history that say you're wrong. General, am I right?
Well said. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right down the line. And we all need to understand that. The United States didn't suddenly come and cause this unsettled condition in the Middle East. The Muslims caused it. My goodness, what do we think is going on? Do we really think that we can cuddle up to these people and put them in our arms and kiss them, and they're going to warm to us, and they're going to become democratic, and they're going to have countries that believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? Not a chance. These people believe in murder and mayhem, and they will continue it no matter what the United States does or the United Nations says.
The General's right on, and again, so the only way we could ever become friends with a Muslim country is to become Muslims and become part of their regime.
And that's no guarantee that they won't kill you.
No, they still kill each other with reckless abandon. But what I'm saying is that we can never, ever make a deal with them, like you mentioned in India. It will never be a deal that will be honored by them.
Do you know how many people, folks, I don't know the exact number. Somebody can look this up and let us know, call in or something. By the way, we have a caller? Oh, we don't. All right, but someone can look this up and call in. I believe there were multiple millions of people that were all from India that killed each other, and primarily it was initiated by the Muslims, but the Hindus certainly did their share. And these people, as they were separating to have their own countries, couldn't wait to start killing each other. And they've been killing each other ever since. And Pakistan and India have had how many wars? Bunches. Bunches. Because a Muslim and thin air engenders a fight. As soon as there's anything else alive in the picture, it engenders murder. Muslim means murder. Period. It's a faith based on hate, based on violence, and based on forcing people to agree with you. Isn't that what this whole country was based to eliminate, General?
Yep. And, there are certain concepts that they don't understand. For example, you mentioned earlier honor. They haven't got a clue as to what honor means. That is, it means absolutely nothing to them. They and their Sharia law will go just in the opposite direction, and they'll thumb their nose at us, duty, honor, country. Even country comes after you go out and do whatever it is you want to do in the Muslim religion.
Well, when you're supposed to kill somebody for Allah, you got to kill somebody. So if it's not one of us, it's one of them. It's somebody, but somebody's going to get murdered because that's what they do.
Well, you know what? Now think about this for a minute, and I'll have the General comment because it leads into our next story. General, if you do something for Allah, if you do jihad for Allah, you are rewarded with what? Sex. 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 So what is their religion about? How much sex you can get? What kind of a religion is that? Oh, I know. It's called the Democratic Party. All right.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a religion. It's a political party. That's true.
You're trying to get me killed here, Stan.
I wouldn't think about it. By the way, do you get windshield wipers with that windshield, or are those just glasses?
You get wipers.
You get wipers. Okay. Well, and are they Democrats? Because they're good at wiping. General, I want you to know there's a new company, and I've been told that they've asked you to serve on their board. It's called Homie. In other words, it's lingerie for men. I sent you the story. I'm not sure your spam filter didn't wipe it out, but I believe that any man who would wear this line of lingerie is deserving of being president of the United States, because I believe our current president would wear this, and maybe is wearing it at this moment while his wife wears boxer shorts. Now, I didn't want to comment for you because it would not be right for you. But Chief, does she or doesn't she wear boxer shorts?
Well, I'm sure that she does, but I'm just trying to imagine which is worse, looking at Obama in this man's lingerie or Michelle in boxer shorts. I think they're both incredibly, terribly obnoxious and awful. And if there's a hell, it would be forcing me to watch both of them for eternity.
General, is there anything you can comment on here?
Not a chance.
Well, you know what? I want you to know that before the show started, I said to Chief, just to show the general what this stuff looks like, we're going to have you model it. And he said, his answer was surprised. He said, you know, Stan, that's a great idea, because once people see me in it, no one will buy it. Well, I guess it's now time to tell you that over $60 million has been spent by women across this country so their arms could look like Michelle's. And that's a serious article. It was on Breitbart. It says, according to experts, arm lifts, a surgery in which the skin on the upper arm is tightened to avoid sagging, they've become increasingly popular thanks to Michelle's frequent use of sleeveless dresses. The American Society of Plastic Surgeons report that $61 million was spent just last year to do brachioplasty. Women most admire Michelle's arms. That's because they haven't seen her posterior, which, by the way, in 48 states would require a license plate.
Well, and my research has shown that, while this may be true, no one has spent any money at all to try and get their face or their rear end to look like Michelle Obama's.
Well, you can get your face to look like Michelle's if you just run into a wall continually for 300 or 400 years.
I guess that's free.
Oh, that's free. General, is there still anything you could comment on?
Well, yes. I would say to you that if my dear wife were still alive today, she would have all sorts of comments to make on this subject because she really felt very strongly about the appearance of women, especially women in high positions. And I'm sorry she's not here, because she would wrap this conversation up for us, and there'd be nothing but scorched earth when she got done with it.
All right. Speaking of scorched earth, we're going to finish with this major story. We've alluded to it, where a former NBA player, he's now a free agent, don't know if anyone's going to hire him or not. They all say they will, but I guarantee you there's nobody that wants a homosexual on their team, no matter what lip service, pardon the pun, they give to this topic, because you're not going to have good cohesion. I'm sorry, one of my staff members is now laying on the floor. But the reality is that this man who was engaged, who has lived his life however he's lived it, he's 36 years old, he's been blessed, he's well-to-do, he won't want for anything for the rest of his life, is now gushing. That's not used. Would you stop me from using those words, please?
It's impossible to stop him from using any words.
All right.
Trust me.
He's now very loquacious about how he's felt. And I want to ask you this question, General, because you've read some of this. Not should he or shouldn't he, whatever. But I'm saying, do you believe for a minute that this guy, these are his words? Or do you think, as we've seen in many of these cases, there are writers that are writing these letters and putting these things together so that he best represents and presents the argument for the acceptance of homosexuality?
I think that the whole thing is a put-up job. He came out of nowhere and suddenly says, here I am, everybody. I'm telling the world that I am in this condition. That part doesn't really interest me nearly as much as the question that was not asked, which is how low must we stoop to find a reason to justify honoring this guy?
Or even paying any attention. When you get right down to it, if a person, there are all kinds of appetites in the world of intimacy, and I can't list them. I don't know some of them, I'm sure. We've heard of people that like whatever they like, toes or whatever it is. And if you're not harming anyone else, that's between you and God. As long as people want to participate, that's not. I don't want to go there. But to promote, to demand, to raise holy hell, if anyone doesn't agree. I mean, I can't tell you how many names I've been called. At this point, I have enough comfort that I think they have as much right to their opinion as I have to mine. They can say anything they want. God bless them. Of course, don't cross the street in front of me because I have a condom on my bumper and I will run over your ass. But the fact is that we are being demanded that somehow we're bad, unacceptable, low-life, rotten, no good, whatever you want to say, if we don't accept homosexuality. And should I say that now in Britain, the head of the pedophilia is okay group is saying, hey, if you're going to accept homosexuals, you got to accept us. Are we not surprised?
We shouldn't be surprised. That's where this all... Once you open Pandora's box, and that's what this is, you open Pandora's box to sexual perversion, you're going to get it all. And that includes people sleeping with animals, for example. It certainly includes things like pedophilia. That's where this leads. Is this what you really want for your country? Is this the future you really want for your children and for your grandchildren? And my answer is absolutely not. I am opposed to it, and that is not what I want. And I am opposed to us ever having to go down that road.
The reality is, and folks, you can check my facts, a man living in the homosexual lifestyle lives half the adult life of a man living the married heterosexual lifestyle. The average life expectancy for a man living the homosexual lifestyle, and this is not on AIDS, that's a side issue, an important one, but the average life expectancy is 41 years. The average life expectancy, if you live the heterosexual, monogamous, married lifestyle, is closer to 81 years. You live half as long. Now, how do you call it love? How do you call it good if you're enabling, encouraging people to lose half of their life? You don't tolerate ice cream, you tolerate diarrhea. Chief.
Stan, this is a test. And the left, their goal is to abolish Christianity. So they must do anything and everything they can to get Christians to buy into some facet that will cause them to abandon their faith. So little by little, and they give the argument, well, don't you accept homosexuality? But then they put this person up on a pedestal like they're a hero. I'm sorry, but there's no sports athletes anywhere that are heroes. They do some marvelous things, but no one has gotten freer because somebody hit the last second shot. No one has been saved from a war because somebody ran a long touchdown play. But what we have here is an example of colluding and misrepresenting the fact of what a hero is. A hero is Mother Teresa, who washed the lepers. A hero is the serviceman who painted the target at Benghazi, doing his very best to save Ambassador Stevens, even though his life was in jeopardy and he died because of it. Those are the real heroes. A hero is my daughter, who was a whistleblower and blew the whistle on an election company that provided illegally open election machines on election day. And what do they get for that? They get tromped on and mistreated by this liberal press society because they're trying to fool us into thinking that people like this basketball player are heroes when they're not. They're just average people, and this person even has problems. But they're overlooking the fact of the real heroes in America and in the world that are taking care of saving people's lives and creating freedom and creating opportunities for other people, even at the risk of their own lives.
General?
Boy, I'll tell you, after that, there's almost nothing left to say. Chief, I take my hat off to you and to your daughter. Thank God for people like you. That's what makes the difference here in the United States of America. We are not all going to go down this road to destruction that the liberals are painting for us. Some of us are going to fight this thing all the way, and some of us are going to be successful. I cannot help but believe that this great country, a country of the Ben Franklins, George Washingtons, for example, is not going to allow itself here in the last days, is not going to allow itself to be destroyed by these self-serving, self-seeking group of individuals who like to take advantage of everything, who are opposed to all decency, opposed to all honesty. I have to believe that this country will snap out of this somewhere, and we will get a president like Teddy Roosevelt, for example, who will stand up and say, "This is the way, follow me."
I love it. And on that note, we will thank Major General Jerry Curry for his service to our nation, for his standing for right, for his tenure as a husband and a father and a grandfather, and maybe a great-grandfather. I'm not sure all that, but and certainly as a contributor to America. General, thank you for being with us. We are honored, and we look forward to having you back in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
Very honored to be on the show with you.
Stay tuned, America. We'll be back shortly, right here on Talk to Solomon. I like to eat. You like to eat? We all do. And usually we run to the grocery store, we run to the convenience store, or we have something in the fridge. But power's been out in parts of this country in the last few weeks. We don't know what's going to come down the pike economically. Smart people are putting in food. Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves is a line of foods that you can put away that will last for a very long time. You know, they say eat what you store and store what you eat. This is great tasting stuff, healthy for you, a full line. You go to our website, cpnlive.com, and click on the button for Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves and see all the different things we have. This is good tasting food. It's reasonably priced. It will last. And it's worth its weight in gold if a problem arises. I know you don't think there's going to be anything that goes wrong. Actually, you do. This is smart. This is smart insurance. This is smart preparation. This is smart thinking. You have kids, you have a spouse, you have parents, you have dependents, you have an appetite. All those things can be addressed by a frugal but smart investment in Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves. Try them out. You will be tickled to death with the taste of them. You know what? In many cases, people start to eat this and they think, heck, this tastes better and costs less than what you're going to the grocery store to buy. cpnlive.com. Check it out. Hey, my name is Stan Solomon, and you know if I have something to say, I'll say it. And I'll only tell you the truth because I'm a Republican, not a Democrat. Democrats always lie. Republicans only lie half the time. I don't lie at all. This is the fuel mule. It's an extraordinary product that was developed by a friend of mine, an engineer, and it increases the fuel mileage on your vehicle. If you have a combustion engine, this will increase your mileage by 10 to 20%. It bolts around your fuel line. You can install it yourself or have your mechanic do it. It is an extraordinary item, and it flat works. I've been using it for more than 10 years. It's increased my mileage on every vehicle I put it on, and by the way, it will last forever. You can get rid of your vehicle, just take it off and put on the next one. Go to cpnlive.com. You'll have more information there. You can order it right there. We absolutely guarantee you'll be satisfied. The Fuel Mule. It's a way to kick down your cost of fuel and kick up your mileage. Don't you love the name? I thought of it. The Fuel Mule. Let me ask you a question. Do you like being sick? I have in my hand an incredible product. It's called TR10 supercolloidal silver. TR10 stands for a trace to the negative 10th power. The particles in this silver product are 6 to 8 angstroms, 6 to 8 10 billionths of a meter. Now listen to me. Silver has been the magic bullet for all of human existence. The Egyptians used silver instruments. We use silverware. They put silver in your teeth because nothing can grow on silver. Silver will kill anything but liberalism. I'm working on that. This product, you go to cpnlive.com, buy 1 quart of this product. It will last you for a very long time. Anytime you feel like you've been exposed to something bad, take some of this product, spray it in your mouth, or take a little bit and gargle it, swallow it. It will kill any pathogen. The average antibiotic kills 10 to 20 different pathogens. This product will kill 700 plus. Do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, do your doctor a favor. He's tired of seeing you. Get supercolloidal silver. Go to cpnlive.com, order the product. It's $29.95 plus shipping. I think it's $39.95 delivered any place in America right to your door. It's worth 10 times that. Check it out. If you're not 100% happy, just return it and we'll give you your money back. Do you like being healthy? I do. In fact, this product, which I've been taking for years now, is absolutely the answer. Now, you may not believe it, but I'm actually 21, plus tax, of course. This product has 146 different healthful nutrients in it, and it's liquid, so it's bioavailable. It tastes great, and it's sugar-free. 1 ounce of Sonic Life each day will help you to maintain and enhance your health. It's a kind of a gift, well, that you'll thank your mom for, your husband for, your wife for, your kids for. Whoever you give it to, they're going to say thank you, and you are going to enjoy the benefits of having all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the nutrients your body needs in one very reasonably priced product. Just go to cpnlive.com and everything's right there. You'll be able to read all the ingredients. The price is right there, a flat price delivered to your door anywhere in the United States of America. Sonic Life is a gift, a great gift. Give it to yourself. I do.